Do you know what it's like to really hate someone? I mean, really hate them with a passion, a fury, a vengeance. You know what I'm talking about? Well, these guys do. The Raiders and Broncos. It's Hate Week here, and it is only week 1 of the 2023 regular season. How lucky are we? What's up, everyone? I'm Alexis Perry, and I am so excited to have DNVR's best offseason acquisition by far. Super Bowl 50 champion, number 51 on the field, number 1 in your heart, Todd Davis. What's up, Todd?
What's up? I love the intro. That was a great intro. I appreciate that. I'm happy to be here. I'm so excited for the year to start off like this with a team that I have grown to hate so much. I just want to see us go out there and get a win against these sorry Raiders. And I'll be so happy to finish off my Colorado weekend. See, you did a great job. The Chiefs lost. Now it's time for the Broncos to get a win.
I was going to say, are you at least 2 shots deep right now, given the fact that you said the other day on the pod you were going to take a shot for every win, and you're 2 out of 3?
Yeah, I'm started. I'm already got 2 shots. This is my first beer. So we're mixing it all together. Break brew, you know how we do.
You know how we do. All right, you guys, the Sean Payton era will get officially underway here in just a little bit. We're going to figure out how this whole thing is going to go over the next few hours. But over the next 40 minutes, we are hanging out here at the DNVR bar, and we're going to get you guys set as we count down to kickoff. New year, Todd, new team, new expectations. Overall, what are your expectations for this team heading into this 2023 season?
You know, I'm just excited to see how the organization as a whole is ran much better and much smoother. I think during the game we're going to see a lot more smoothness from the team as a whole. We won't have miscommunications on when to take a timeout or decisions being made. I think it's going to be smoothness throughout, which will allow Russell Wilson to play much better, which we all want to see. And I think the defense still can elevate their game. You know, the first year playing with each other is always good, but the second year is so much better. So these guys coming back again for a second year, a lot of them for the second time, they're going to have a great year, so I'm excited to see that.
What do you remember about your playing days week 1? Like heading into the stadium, like what's that feeling like for these guys?
It's a great feeling because week 1, you know, everybody feels like we can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There's so much expectation, so much high energy. I think the guys are ready to roll. Talked to Josie this morning. He's definitely ready to rock. So it's a lot of great energy in the stadium today.
Of course, the Bash Bros are ready to go. You know, I was in the locker room earlier this week, and I can confirm that there was a ton of energy. These guys are so excited that week 1 is finally here. But, you know, it really doesn't matter the game. It doesn't matter if it's week 1, week 18. Some of these guys, they have some pregame rituals, some little routines that they go through that they absolutely have to check off before they get to the stadium. So I, did a lap around the locker room to talk to some of the guys to see what some of their pregame rituals are. Yeah? Okay, it's not ready yet. So I'll ask you, what were your pregame rituals like?
You know, I had a few, but I felt like if it didn't happen, I kind of psyched myself out a little bit.
Oh, no.
So there was one day that TJ Dillashaw, the UFC champion, came and talked to the team, and his thing was that he had no pregame ritual. Like, he tried to make it different every week so that he didn't fall into a situation where he had to psych himself out because something didn't go his way.
Yeah.
And after that, I kind of took that on as kind of my thing to where I tried to make it different, trying to have new songs, different songs, so that nothing stood in my way as far as like a mental block for how I would play that day.
I asked these guys specifically, like, what's the weirdest thing you guys do from like the minute you wake up to like pulling into the parking lot? Because, you know, some guys, they like put their shoe on, you know, left before right, right before left. You know, they have to listen to a certain song right before they head out into the tunnel. Like, was there anything weird like at home maybe that you had to do to just kind of, did you have to eat something specific or anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely ate a lot of carbs. So it was always pasta before the game, no doubt. And I think that there was always times, like if I feel like I got a good night's rest, I did feel like I played better. Like if I'm waking up through the middle of the night, I don't feel like I played my best game. So I don't know if that's a ritual, but that is something I felt like I needed to have before I played.
How do you ensure a great night's sleep?
A little bit of Benadryl, a little bit. You might have to take a sleep aid because you have so much energy, man. It's hard to get good sleep. So you might have to have a little bit of sleep aid to make sure you get a good night's rest.
Especially week 1. Let's check in to see what the Broncos pregame rituals are like.
I don't, put my socks on a certain way or shoes or anything like that. I've kept it pretty simple.
I always wash my hair the morning of games, so it's flowy in the helmet.
I think for me, I have to have a phone call home to my dad and just get my little pregame talk from him.
I have to shower with the lights on. I always leave my house way too early. Like just to play it safe, I leave really early and I get to the stadium way too early.
I mean, I'm talking as dark as I can get it. I mean, I'm talking dark now. And I listen to the same playlist I've had since my junior college. I've had the same playlist forever. It just runs like this, and I just sit there and I just like go over every single guy I go against and what's my one thought when I get to my spot, what plays we're gonna run, what does this guy do. I just visualize it.
I go to my little muffin, you know, right over there. Yeah, you know the restaurant. I go right there, give me a little breakfast sandwich. That's my breakfast meal in the morning.
I have to eat oatmeal.
No, I don't get a little muffin. I get a sandwich. But I go to my little muffin, yeah.
Just kind of listen to music, get in a good headspace, and try to go out there and, you know, try and win.
Man, I absolutely love it. My personal favorite there is Justin Sternad. He's just like, I'm so nervous. I just have to be there as soon as humanly possible. He's told me offline, he was like, I seriously get there like 45 minutes ahead of time and I just sit in my car because he's like, it's embarrassing how early I am.
Well, that is important because you don't want to be late.
Yeah.
That fine that you incur for not being on time is not something you ever want to have. So I hate to say it, but there's times I've driven on the shoulder on the freeway on 25 just to get to the stadium in time so I didn't get a fine. So I've done it once or twice, and luckily I made it home, made it safely. But that's probably the most important thing you can do is be on time on game day.
So if anybody saw a really nice car driving on the shoulder back in Denver during Todd's play days, it was Todd. Are you a late guy?
No, I'm not late. But
you've never been late for the pod.
No, it's just sometimes, traffic.
Yeah.
And everybody's so excited. The game is ready, and sometimes it happens. How
important was the week 1 fit, in your opinion?
I think it's very important. I mean, you got to start off strong. Okay. It's like, like the first day of school. I had my week 1, outfit usually picked out a couple days or maybe weeks in advance.
Yeah.
And for some of the guys, like I know Justin Simmons always wears custom clothes, and he's had those, them game 1 fits in the bag for at least a month or two. So it's important to start off the year right.
Yeah, I know a lot of these guys have been planning this week 1 fit for a long time. So let's actually go ahead and check some of these fits out as they arrived out in Power Field at Mile High today. And Todd and I are going to rate the fits. So, what are we going with first? Please tell me Pat Surtain. He always comes in. Oh. We're going to go with the Bash Bros first. Todd?
They headed to a frat party, or are they headed to game day?
Oh.
They're ready to party. I think that's what they're saying. They're ready to party. Got on their best frat boy fit. So let's see what we can rate that.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to give them just the basic clap. Like, they're really simple.
Uh-huh.
We got Alex Singleton with the low dunks, black and white, pretty simple. I'm going to go with just the clap.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the shrug. I think that, they look good. They're my boys. I'm going to give them the shrug. It's a fit. You came, you're wearing clothes, and I think they're ready for action. So I'm going to give them the shrug on this one.
But you could have tried harder?
But it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, let's see the next one. Oh, Quinn Miners.
Uh-huh.
With the Louis bag. He's got his luggage like Coach Prime. I see him.
I do like the Louis bag. I like that swag a lot.
Yeah.
It's and the thing about it is the big boys, I feel like they have the hardest time. It's hard to find, big clothes that fit you right, that make you feel good and look good when you're a big body, and he's definitely a big body. So I'm going to clap it up for him on that, man.
Yeah.
I think that you did your thing on that for sure.
I'm going to give him the flame because you look fire, Quinn. I like it.
There you go.
Okay, who's next? Yeah. Ooh, what's up? Is that Jonathan Cooper?
Uh-huh.
Coop with all buttoned up all the way to his neck. Little snapback.
Yeah.
It's not snap. Is that Velcro? What is happening? What is happening with the hat? Can you tell?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this fit is going. I would love to see the rest of it. For this right now, I do feel like he got a fresh cut, so he's looking good. He's feeling good.
Yeah. Lines.
I don't know if this is a smile, but I think this is the rating I'm giving him for that fit right there.
I'm going to give him cold because, I know
cold.
this is supposed to be ice cold, but, he's dressed like it's super cold out. That is a flannel. I like
Button
it.
to the top.
Coop, you still wear number 0 better than anybody, though. That's all that matters. Oh, K-Jack.
There it is.
Okay.
That's my boy. Look, if I knew anybody was going to come ready, I know K-Jack was going to come ready. So that's the fire emoji. The Louis with the shoes, Louis Vuitton Don. Fire, man. That's a good fit right there. I like that a lot.
Fire, and he's cold. I love it. Yeah. Anybody else? Ooh, Mike McClinchy. I I feel like, again, with the big boys, it's tough, but, like, he looked sharp. I like the plaid. That's definitely a custom jacket. The shirt's a little snug, but, like, he's in great shape, so I don't even care.
Yeah, I think this is very Peyton Manning-esque. It's the coach fit on the home games, and I love the swag that he's bringing to the table. You know, the button up on the home games, clap it up for him, man.
Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, was that the last one, Yaya? No, we have one more. Ooh. Oh, this is the one I wanted to see first.
My man. The Gallery Depot shirt and pants with the Go Yard bag. Come on. Pat Surtain, #1 corner in the league, and I say the best dress for the day.
I 100% agree. Pat Surtain cannot miss. Also, like you all know, he's one of DNVR's own, so we are 100% on Team PS2. Can you get our ratings here? Because, like, this is how I feel about Pat Surtain's fit.
On fire, baby.
Okay, this is perfect. While the fits are important, what is even more important is what we are going to see on the field here starting at 2:25 as the Denver Broncos host their AFC West rival, the Las Vegas Raiders. So we got a little game notes for you guys. Few things here by the numbers. 21, number of new faces on the Broncos 53-man roster. So if you see a name out there that you don't recognize, don't be shocked. There's a lot of fresh faces that are here to help get this team back on track. 28.1, that is the average number of points scored by Sean Payton's teams and season openers throughout his career. We have 17.1, the average number of points the Broncos have held the Raiders to in Week 1 meetings. So that is a really good number. I hope to see that a little bit lower today. We will get to that at the end of the show. 34 rushing yards. That is the number of rushing yards Russell Wilson needs to become the first quarterback to pass for over 40,000 yards and rush for over 5,000. 34. Todd, I'm going to ask you this in a second, but I think you can get to that one. And last but certainly not least, 100. Las Vegas is 19-7 when Raiders running back Josh Jacobs rushes for over 100 yards. Otherwise, they are 8-26. So keeping Josh Jacobs over 100 yards rushing will be key today. But really quick, do you think Russell Wilson could reach that 34 rushing yards today and hit that milestone?
I definitely feel like that's doable. I think within the game plan, and my friends that I've talked to on the team and in the locker room, Russ is definitely going to have a good amount of rushing opportunities. And I don't think 34 is a lot. 6 or 7 rushes, I think he'll be able to accomplish that.
Yeah, I think those are going to rack up actually fairly quickly. I think he reaches that by the third quarter here today. Are we ready to bring in my good friend, the Zac Attack, Zac Stevens?
He's still calling in.
He's
Give him
still
one quick
calling
minute.
in.
Yeah.
He's still calling in. Okay, other things we could talk about. Josh Jacobs, obviously. Coming into this game, we know he wasn't with the team for most of the offseason. What do you think about this Josh Jacobs situation? Does he come into Week 1 ready to go, or is there something about kind of missing OTAs and minicamp and training camp that might set him back a little bit?
As a veteran, I actually feel like he may be fresh from missing that time. So I do think he'll be ready. I don't think he'll be prime like maybe middle of the season, Josh Jacobs, but I do think he'll be ready to play. So I know that the defense has been preparing. Vance Joseph has done a great job with this game plan. Got to take a little peek at it myself. So I feel like they're doing everything they need to as far as the Broncos to stop Josh Jacobs, even though he will be fresh. Build that cohesiveness with the offensive line, which he doesn't have just yet. So I think that'll play to the Broncos' favor.
For you personally, if you were out there today, what is the key to stopping Josh Jacobs?
You want to hit him early. You want to close every gap. You want to talk to the D lineman to make sure that we're not peeking out of their gaps no matter where he is in the run fit, because he's such a talented back. It may look like he's running through the A gap and all of a sudden he bounces it all the way out to the C gap, which is right outside the tackle. You got to stay very committed to your gap. And if a play is going outside of the gap, let the person, whoever's responsible for that gap, let them make it. You make all the plays in the A gap, I'll make all the plays in the B gap, and we'll win the game that way.
Okay, on the Broncos side of it, like I mentioned, 28.1, the average number of points scored by a Sean Payton offense in a season opener. Obviously, the Broncos, as of the past few years, have not been putting up that many points, not only Week 1, but really at any point throughout the season. So what makes you think that this year they can start that way? We could see 28, 30, 31 points from this team this week.
Sean Payton. It's all about Sean. I saw that number. I got super excited.
Yeah.
Because 28 last year, I think we would have had a really successful year if we were able to just score 28 every game. So I think it's Sean, the way that he is so detail-oriented, the game plan he puts together. We talked about his first 15 being one of the best first 15s that he's going to put together in the entire league. He's a great coach, man. And so if anything gives me hope for this year being great for our offense, it's Sean Payton and Sean Payton alone.
Yeah, you played for Sean Payton. What are some of his little game day quirks that we need to know about? I know Club Dub is something that we hope that we could all look forward to seeing a ton this year, but what else about Sean Payton on game day really intrigued you?
You know, I really liked his pregame speeches. He's very... He kind of allows you to go out there and play. You know, we've done a lot of thinking. We've done a lot of game planning. He's put the whole game plan together. So the pregame speeches was always like, we've put the work in. It's time to go play. Let your hair loose, man. You know what to do. Go do what your thing.
I am so excited to see the Sean Payton-led Broncos team here today, and somebody who is going to have a bird's eye view from the press box throughout the entire game. My guy, Zac.
Can you guys hear me? How do I sound?
You sound great. I can hear you.
Let's go. Let's go. You guys look incredible. This is awesome. We're 25 minutes away from kickoff. And the unfortunate news, Jerry Jeudy will not be playing for the Broncos today. That means that the Broncos are going to have to rely on Courtland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Brandon Johnson. They also have Phillip Dorsett and Lil Jordan Humphrey to use, but I really expect it to be those top three guys. And the weather here today is a little unexpected. It's like football weather at its finest. Denver came with football weather for week one. It's a little overcast now, maybe a little rain throughout the beginning of the game, but the field conditions are perfect.
A little bit of a drizzle out there we're seeing there, Zac. Overall, what's the energy like? It's week one, rivalry week. I have to assume Broncos Country's pretty fired up.
It's electric. It's electric. As you can hear, the players are going to come on the field pretty soon. Still waiting, as you can see, for fans to fill in. A little bit too much black here in the stadium that I like to see, but I mean, it's electric. You can tell that this is the real deal.
That's amazing, man. I hope you're out there having a good brew. What are you most excited about for the first day in Mile High Stadium? I know it's going to be a great one. Do the fans seem ready? How are you feeling? What's going on? What's the energy like?
I'm excited to see if Russell Wilson can be fixed under Sean Payton. That's the storyline of this game, to see what Sean Payton can do for this offense. And like we've talked about on the show throughout this week, Sean Payton's going to hold nothing back. Todd, you said earlier you think that the first play is going to be a shot to Courtland Sutton. I think we're going to see shots left and right from Sean Payton. He's going to break out tricks left and right, and I think this is going to be electric.
Yeah, you mentioned Jerry Jeudy. He will not be available for Russell Wilson today, so it will be the Courtland Sutton, Marvin Mims show. Tell us a little bit more about some healthy scratches, guys that we can expect to see, guys that we won't see today.
Yeah, one of the guys that we're going to see, which I think is important, very important to this game, is Pat. But something happened on Friday, actually Thursday's practice. Pat Surtain popped up on the injury report with a foot injury. He is going to play. There's no concerns about that. And I was told that he suffered a little foot sprain in Thursday's practice, rested on Friday, rested yesterday. He should be good to go, but this is crucial for the Broncos to have as healthy of a Pat Surtain as possible going up against Davante Adams. So he's someone just to keep your eye on. He should be full go, but that is something just to watch throughout the rest of the game because they have to have him with Davante Adams. And then Jerry Jeudy, I really look for Marvin Mims to step up in his spot. Todd, you think that Courtland Sutton's going to be used deep? I also see Sean Payton using Marvin Mims deep many times throughout this game. You could see a 3-catch, 100-yard performance from Marvin Mims today.
I love it. I love that from you, Zac. Any Raiders updates? Anything we need to know? I know, obviously, Chandler Jones is a no-go today here for the Raiders. Anything else on their side of the ball?
You know, Josh Jacobs is back. It's the big names. And the Broncos have to focus on Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, and Davante Adams. Those are the big three. Do not let those guys beat you. And just as excited as we are to see what Russell Wilson looks like under Sean Payton, the Raiders are also looking to see what Jimmy Garoppolo looks like with Josh McDaniels. Those two teamed up again since their time in New England, and that's the X factor for them. Is Jimmy G going to be a threat, or is he the guy that ran out of the back of the end zone for a safety when he was with the 49ers last year and helped the Broncos win that game and only scored 10 points? That's the Jimmy G that the Broncos want to see today.
Isn't he always a little bit of that Jimmy G, though?
Yes.
Like, no matter what. He's always a little bit of Jimmy G. Okay, last thing I have for you before we let you go. Did you happen to see Mark Davis on the sidelines or up in the booth at all? And has he changed the haircut up at all?
My guess is no, I haven't seen him out here, but he actually is a guy that will sit in the press box, so I'll keep my eyes peeled for him. But my guess is probably rocking the same haircut, and it's a haircut that you can't really miss, so I'll keep an eye out for it.
If I could rate the cut,
Yes,
I think I'd give it a
exactly.
shrug. I don't really know if I would wear it. It's
Yeah.
a unique one.
It's a unique one. I think that's maybe all we need to say about the Davis fit. Okay, so Zac, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on. Have fun out there, man.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. I cannot wait for this, and the energy, the vibes. I think this is going to be a Broncos win today. In fact, maybe not even a close game.
We lost you talking about vibes, but we have to assume they're absolutely through the roof. You look happy. Happy week one, my friend. Thank you so much for your coverage all off season. Enjoy. Finally, week one is here. And I don't know anybody who could have set us up better. Zac Stevens we're going to play tug of war here in a little bit, but I have to assume that if we were going to play tug of war with sandwich shops in town, it would be Snarfs who would absolutely win this battle. They have been serving up hot toasted sandwiches in Colorado since 1996. The first location, Boulder, Colorado. Love this place, love this town. You guys, the main thing that they stress is quality. Quality, quality, quality. Their founder, he refuses to, I guess, jeopardize quality in any capacity. He will take something off the menu before he jeopardizes quality. So they personally choose each item. And like I mentioned, if they are out, you guys will not get that. But that's okay, because that means you're getting the best of the best each and every time. Their signature bread, they have it in white and wheat. It's soft, it's fluffy, it's crunchy, it's everything you want it to be. It is my absolute favorite sandwich in town. And what's funny about that is that was before they were partnering on this show. I love me a Snarf sandwich. Are you a Snarfs guy?
I am a Snarfs fan. You can't go wrong. It's a good Snarfs.
Yeah, they also have some really good veggie options as well for those meatless lovers out there. They have an artichoke feta, portobello mushroom, eggplant parm. It's so bomb. Oh my gosh. So download the Snarfs online ordering app for online ordering and delivery. You guys can also join Snarf Rewards and receive special welcome offers of $5 off an order of $10 or more. And there are member-only offers, birthday gifts, all kinds of stuff. And bonus, if you stop by the DNVR tailgate out there at Empower Field at Mile High, Snarfs is catering. What more could you want? We also love our Breck brews here at the DNVR bar.
Always.
Cheers. Cheers, my friend. This is delicious. I think I got the peach one. I think you got the Fun Slinger, which is super on brand.
Stuff.
Which is super on brand for the Broncos. You guys know that any occasion, whether it's game day, a Tuesday, it doesn't matter. Breck Brew is the way to celebrate. They've been doing it all for 33 years, and it all comes down to their love and passion for making damn good beer, and that is what they do. Some of our favorites, Avalanche Amber Ale, the Mile High City, Broncos Country Pale Ale, which is right here. Look at that beautiful can. I love the throwback Denver D on that one. Funslinger, like Todd has, Good Company Hard Seltzer. There's all kinds of good stuff. So you guys can check out the beer locator at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. And if for some reason you're not hanging out with us at the DNVR bar for that Chiefs game coming up on October 12th, you guys can head out to the Littleton Farmhouse for their watch party, which is going to be an absolute blast. Maybe we should do a call-in with them.
Yeah, we should.
That would be fun.
Heck
I
yeah,
know.
let's do it.
I would absolutely love that. Okay, now time for the positional matchup that I think my good friend Zac Stevens just teed us up perfectly for. So, yeah, let's see that graphic. We got quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, offensive line, defensive line, secondary, and special teams. We're going to change defensive line to front seven. I like that. I like that a lot. So, Todd, this is kind of all you. This is your time to shine, my friend. So let's go ahead and start with quarterbacks. You got Russell Wilson up against Jimmy G, who's good for one terrible decision a game, like Zac said last week.
Yeah, he definitely is. They're both good quarterbacks, and they've had a good winning percentage as starters. Both of them have. But I have to give this to Russell Wilson. I think over his NFL career, he's had a much better career, really a Hall of Fame career. If you don't count last year, he's been a tremendous quarterback. So I'm going to give this to the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson. I hope that we can get after Jimmy G really in the passing game as a defense. So Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, the revenge tour begins.
Yep.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready, man. I think he thinks about it as much as we do. So I know that he's ready to play.
Yep.
And he's ready to prove everybody wrong. When you have a lot of naysayers, the best you can do is just shut everybody up with a good game.
Shut everybody up. I cannot wait. Okay, running backs. Of course, for the Denver Broncos, we got guys like Javonte Williams, Samaje Perine, and then the Raiders. Josh Jacobs.
I hate to talk about the Raiders positively in any way. And I think Javonte and Samaje are two talented backs, have had a good career. Javonte, it's about coming back from injury, so I'm excited to see how he plays. But Josh Jacobs, he did lead the league in rushing last year, so I'm going to have to sadly give this one to the Raiders and Josh Jacobs, even though I love our boys at the Broncos so much more.
Love our boys, and I think Javonte Williams is going to have a huge game here today, back after that really terrible knee injury last year. So moving on to wide receivers, of course, like Zac mentioned, you got guys like Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims Jr., but they have a guy like Devontae Adams. Thoughts?
Yeah, top 5 in the league. He's been dominant for a long time.
Yep.
I think him and Passertan are going to have a hell of a matchup today. They're going to have a great battle. He's really talented, man. I got to give it to him. And then Renfro's, he's not a slouch in there either. I think he's a talented slot receiver. So I hate to give something to the Raiders back-to-back. Can we move the wide receivers down to the bottom?
Exactly.
I don't give them 2 in a row, but
if only the bar could hear you, there would be just hard boos going on in the background. But I don't think, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Right? That's something.
Got to be honest with it.
Got to be honest. And we're staying on the offensive side of the ball, so we'll move along to the offensive line. This is something that has been a concern for the Denver Broncos really all offseason. And, did you see enough heading into week 1 to say, hey, the Broncos have a stronger offensive line than the Raiders?
I do think that they're still a work in progress. I think offensive line is the one area that is probably going to need work all the way up until week 3 or week 4 within the season to really get it all figured out. But I do have faith that our offensive line is much better than theirs, especially in the run blocking. The pass blocking is where we're going to need to adjust, and we'll be able to chip with Javonte and Samaje to be able to help out our tackles. But I do think overall, with the acquisitions of Powers and McGlinchey, that we do have a better offensive line.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to the defensive side of the ball when we're talking front sevens. I wanted to extend this a little bit. We had defensive line, and I'm like, hold on. We need to get our pass rushers in there. We need to get our middle linebackers in there as well. So they have Max Crosby, and they also have Tyree Wilson, who is not a schlup at all. This guy's really, really, really good. But we got guys like Zach Allen, Randy Gregory, and company. So who are you giving this one to?
I would say that you can tell that we have talent in the front seven because Frank Clark, who's having a great career, is a backup on our team. So that shows that we have not only talent but depth. And then you look at our linebackers, and we have everybody from Alex Singleton and Josie Jewell to Drew Sanders, who I feel like is going to have a great career. And he's only a rookie now. So I'm going to say the front seven of the Denver Broncos is better than the front seven of the Raiders. Even though Max Crosby, he is a game wrecker. You can never hold him out. You got to know where he is all the time. Hats off to the Broncos, man, and our front seven is much better.
For those who are keeping track, that's 2 in a row to the Broncos from Todd. So that makes up for the 2 in a row that he gave the Raiders a little bit earlier. Moving on to the secondary, I don't think we even need to talk about this.
Not even a question.
This is not even a question. Let's just go ahead and highlight the Broncos. Thank you so much, But Pat Surtain.
He's ready to have a great game. I know that he showed up on the injury report with his foot injury. I don't think that's going to slow him down. I don't think that's going to be a hindrance to him. Best corner in the league and best safety in the league with K-Jack and Caden Stearns sharing the starting role. That's a dynamic back into your defense.
Yep.
Usain Bassey's had a pick every game. Let's see if he can keep that going and have another one this game. The Broncos secondary is hands down better than the Raiders. It's not even a question.
I have Usain Bassey for a pick today to make it 4 straight. So let's go, Usain. I have a feeling it's going to be Jimmy looking for Hunter Renfrow, and he's going to jump the route. That's what I think.
I'm good with that.
That's what I'm thinking, but we'll see. Okay, very last but not least, of course, special teams. You got Will Lutt. The new guy absolutely needs to have a big game given the fact that, well, the Broncos made some moves to acquire him.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Mr. Lutz. He has to play great. I know he's Sean's guy, but I think that even being Sean's guy, there is a short rope for you. So you do need to be able to make your kicks, and there's a lot of pressure on him. But historically, he's been a pretty good kicker within the league, and he's been a Pro Bowl kicker at that. So I do give it to the Denver Broncos special team. So that's 4 in a row for us. And we're on a roll.
So that's 5 out of 7 I'm seeing. So really it's running back and wide receivers, which running backs, we didn't even talk about Jaleel McLaughlin. So
we got a stable. They got one guy. We got a stable.
I like that. Got a stable of Broncos going to come out here and light it up hopefully today. Okay, now it's time for what I think might be my new favorite segment in all of pregame show history. Any pregame show. It is Area 51, the secrets to the game with Todd Davis. You have some highly classified intel that you gather throughout the week. So fill us in, Todd. What did you learn about this Broncos matchup this week?
I've definitely been able to reach out to a lot of friends and former coaches throughout the week to kind of pick their brains on the game plan that they're going to have for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm happy to share my top secret information with the DNVR fan club and kind of get you guys on board for what you're going to be seeing today as far as the Raiders game. So first and foremost, the first key is study long, you study wrong. So by talking to guys on the offense, we know that they're going to give Russell Wilson a lot of check downs and quick game. They want to make it very simple for him so that he can gain confidence to be able to make his plays and really get him back on track to be the Russell Wilson we all know and love him to be. You're going to be able to see him use his legs more. You're going to be able to see everything really out in front of him. They're going to allow a lot of his decision-making to be done pre-snap. So there's going to be times he's going to come. He's not going to check anything. He's just going to come and run the play because Sean Payton has picked a great game plan, and he just kind of wants it orchestrated.
Yep.
First and foremost, though, no matter what, he's going to come to the line. He's going to see where 98 is first. That's the game record. He's going to know where he's at on every single play, and they're going to check him out. And then from there, we're going to run the play, and I think it's going to be a great outcome because Russell Wilson, he's going to have a lot of the stress taken off his plate. That's going to play a great game.
Yeah, as long as the Broncos know where Max Crosby is when they break the huddle every single time. That's
for sure.
Absolutely key to this matchup. What else did you learn this week, Todd? I love this. Those secrets are so fun.
Yeah. These secrets, it's like being able to go behind enemy lines. I know these are not the enemy, but you get to see the inside details of how the game plan is really working out. Second thing I have is, we ride together and we die together. This Broncos defense, we talked a lot throughout the week about the front seven being able to stop the run, but it's going to take everybody. It's going to take the corners, the DBs, the safeties. So you're going to see some corner blitzes. Maybe you're going to see some Pat Surtain in the backfield. You're going to see everybody pitching in to really get the run stopped. It's really going to be a lot on the front seven, but look for Surtain and Justin Simmons and Caden Stearns for all of them to be in the backfield to do everything they can to really stop this rushing attack. And, they talked about all week about until he's fully down, clean up the pile. So I look for DJ Jones and Zach Allen to come in. I don't know if you want to call it late, but just to make sure that he's down, that he doesn't get any extra yards because you don't want to give this guy any time or any open space. You want to get him down as soon as you can.
Yeah, this will be a master's class in gang tackling today, I think, for sure. Okay, really quick, when it comes to who's going to actually win this matchup, though, let's do a little Raiders will win if. Fill in the blank for us, Todd. The Raiders will win this game if they...
like I said, I hate to talk positively about the Raiders, but being that it is football, there is a possibility they can win, a small chance. So we got to talk about it. The Raiders will win if Josh Jacobs has over 110 yards. They usually do pretty well if he has over 100. He's averaged more than that against the Broncos the past few times they played. So if he has 110 yards, or if Jimmy G is able to have over 250 yards passing. I think that'll be the other key to how the Raiders could win this game.
Okay, the Broncos. This is what we like to talk about.
Yes,
the Broncos
let's get it right.
will win if
the Broncos will win if Javonte and Samaje are able to combine for over 150 yards.
I like that.
Without a doubt, I think the Broncos are going to win. That'll be a great rushing attack. Both those guys will be having phenomenal games if they're able to combine for more than 150 yards. And then also, if Courtland Sutton has 120 yards or more, I know the over-under for him is to only have 4 catches. I think he's going to have way more than 4 catches. So if he's able to have 120 yards, that means that the passing game is really on point, and I think that they'll be able to have a win with that.
I'm going to switch these up for us, Yaya. I want to actually do the call-in really quick. Do we have our friends here? Are our friends calling
Well,
in?
I've had my phone on Do Not Disturb because I didn't want any buzzing.
No, we want the buzzing. We have some special guests that are hosting their own little watch party today, and we're hoping to get them on here.
They're trying to log in. It says that they have like a problem with their starting the camera or microphone.
Struggle? What'd you
Press accept on everything.
Just press accept.
Okay.
Yeah,
Press
that's all it
accept.
is.
As we hopefully get these guys for the last couple minutes of the show, I just want to do a few predictions from what we've seen in the old sports book this week. Right now, the spread for this game, Broncos -3.5. I have them covering this by, oh my gosh, well, let me do math really quick. It's not my strong suit. I have the final score of this game 24-10. So I don't even have them just slightly covering. I have them blowing the Raiders out today, getting a huge dub. So that's who I have my money on.
I do. I have my money on the Broncos as well. I think I said 24-20. So I do have the Broncos beating the Raiders, and I think it's going to be a good game. You know, the AFC West, the games are always tight, but no matter what, the Broncos are going to come away with the win.
I clearly have so much faith in this Broncos defense today. I think they're going to somehow hold the Raiders to just 10 points. So I'm going to give Josh Jacobs 1 touchdown, a nice Daniel Carson field goal, and absolutely nothing from Devontae Adams because I think Pat Surtain's going to lock that ish down.
Put the clamps on them.
Yeah, put the clamps down. Okay, total for this game, 43, over, under.
I haven't gone over because this was 44, right? 24-20, be 44, so I'd say over.
Yeah, I'm going under. Russell Wilson passing yards, over or under 223.5.
You know, I'm going to say slightly under, only because I feel like this is going to be a running back driven game, and we're going to be able to use Samaje and Javonte to really guide and steer this game for the most part. So I will say that Russ may have a little bit under 220 yards.
Okay. You hear? Oh, man, this is the most heartbreak. Should we just call them?
Yeah, they want to just call in.
I'm on my phone. Give me a number, and I will call. Can we do that? Can we give a number?
Oh, my gosh.
Just FaceTime him really quick, just so we could just say hi. I know. Let's just see if he'll FaceTime with us.
All right, I'm gonna try to just FaceTime him.
They're
calling?
They're calling.
There we go. Come on.
Everybody cross your fingers for technology right now.
Hey!
What up?
We are in the game.
No Sean Moreno joining the show live. What is up, my guy?
Hey, what's going on? Sorry about that. I had to get another phone. My phone wasn't working, but it's working now.
It's all good, man. I'm glad to have you on. Appreciate you coming on with us. I know you're hosting a watch party there. You guys excited to see this game? You excited to see the Broncos win?
Definitely excited, man. You know, football is back in the air, right? So it's good to see the Broncos back out here, home opener. A lot of newness, you know, new team, new head coach. So we're excited just to see where they'll be. You know what I mean? Hopefully better than last year. That's all that matters. So.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We just went in on the running backs matchup here, the positional battle between the Broncos and Raiders. Obviously, Raiders with Josh Jacobs. Broncos, they have Samaje Perine, Javonte Williams, Jaleel McLaughlin. Who do you got in that positional battle?
You saying from each side, which side has the better backfield, or what are you saying just for Javonte and our backs?
Who has the better backfield?
Okay. I'm going to have to give it to our guys. I like Josh Jacobs. I think he's a really tough runner, hard guy to take down. But that's it. When I look at their roster over here, we got Javonte Williams. We're talking about a running back that last year or the year before led the league in broken tackles, right? So I hope that he can kind of get back into form where he was that first year since he, coming off of that injury. So you got Javonte, you got P. Ryan, that a back that's been in the league for a while now, right? It's a real steady back that no, not too many ups and not too many downs, right? So I love P. Ryan's game and his game, especially in the passing game. And then you got a young guy like Jaleel, right? Undrafted young guy that's ready to come in, and he's hungry, right? He's hungry to be respected, hungry to get in there and make a difference on his team. So I'm really excited to see Jaleel McLaughlin, man. I haven't seen too much of him, but I hear some great things, especially in the passing game. So I'm excited to see that. So I got to give it to the back. I got to give it to our running backs at Denver, baby. Our running backs.
I love it. I love it. So since we're talking about running backs, I'll keep it there. I know that Javonte is coming back from an ACL. I know that you've had injuries in your career. What should we expect from him and being able to see him come out his first game back and, finally being healthy?
Yeah, I know he's excited, right? The butterflies and the jitters are going to definitely be there because he doesn't know what to expect, coming off of an injury like this. You don't know what to expect when the guy's leaning on you, laying on you. You got to pull on them and things of that nature. So I would assume early on, even for first couple games, he'll be kind of hesitant on it. I know that the training staff and the Broncos will be watching his numbers just to make sure that he's all good and asking him if he's good each and every series, right? But it's going to come down to just his confidence. He has to get that confidence back, and not only in his ability to play the game, but his ability to just not think about this injury, right? It is a lot mental, but I think once he gets hit on it once or twice and he feels good, he's breaking tackles like his old self, he'll be back into form. So I'm gonna be watching that closely. I know a lot of guys are.
Can't wait to see him in a goal line situation, I think, today. I feel like
Oh,
Javonte
yeah.
Williams, I think he gets a touchdown today, and I think it's going to happen in the first half. Thoughts?
I think it's going to be
Okay.
great, man. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think so. I think he can get in the zone today. I think it's going to be running back by committee. All the backs are going to get an opportunity to get in there and make a difference. So I just want to see where does Jaleel fit in to that to that scheme here for the Broncos. Sean Payton, he's had little backs like that before, smaller guys like a Darren Sproles, right? That can hurt you in the passing game and can hurt you with their speed. So I want to see if it's the same thing for Jaleel.
No, Sean, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Hope to see you on here a few more times here throughout the season. If you'll join us, of course. Oh,
Hey,
what up?
what's up, man?
How we doing? How we doing?
We're doing great, man.
The whole crew is
For sure.
here, of course. All right, guys, don't forget. Oh, my gosh, the game is underway.
We're already rolling.
We're going to roll out.
Much love, y'all.
Hey.
Have a great night.
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Much love, brother.
guys.
Let's do it.
That's a big way to start, and that's a great way for us to wrap things up. Go ahead and watch the game, guys. We'll see you post-game here on the DNVR Broncos podcast. We'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks for joining us.